Stop making semi-permanent decisions on temporary feelings. You're frustrated. You had a bad week. You had a bad weekend. And then Monday comes around and you decide, that's it. I'm going to forget it. I'll try again in this next season. I'll start in the fall after the kids go back to school. You've just made a semi-permanent decision based on a temporary feeling. That feeling of frustration, it will fade. It has faded in the past, especially if you spent a certain amount of time moving in the opposite direction that you wanted to travel. So that means if for some time you gained weight over a long period of time, that frustration every time you realize you gained weight disappeared. It dissipated. So why are you making it a semi-permanent decision now based on this temporary feeling? Why not instead double down to become a little bit more consistent and to find out, okay, what about this weekend didn't work well? Like, what could I have done differently? Maybe I could have planned around that one particular meal, saved some of the calories from the morning. Maybe I could have worked out right before I went. That way it prepared me to digest the food a little bit more. Maybe I could have planned something active the next morning. That way I knew for sure I'm going to start that mindset, that process of being back on track. And that way you could have learned and you could have continued to succeed. And that temporary feeling was just was motivation. Even if it was frustration, it motivated you to keep going. But instead you're making semi-permanent decisions on temporary feelings. It's okay to feel like sometimes you're spinning your wheels. It's not okay to give up. Because no matter what you say or think, whatever story you tell yourself, you're either going in the direction of your goal or you're going in the opposite direction. So for you to choose to give up is to say, I don't care about that goal any longer, and I'm going to go back in the opposite direction. And at some point, I'm going to be reminded of how much I actually care about this goal, and I have to do double the work. And it becomes that much more frustrating. And it becomes this cycle of like, I'll never be able to do it. Because you move a little bit forward, get frustrated, temporary feelings of whatever, shame, guilt, whatever it might be, and you make a semi-permanent decision, say, forget it, I'll do this again another time. And it goes again and again and again. Where instead you could have had that feeling, channeled it and said, okay, how am I going to be better? How am I going to improve this? How am I not going to continue to have this experience every weekend because I'm a very social person? Take that information and help it to mold the future and continue to move towards your result. Stop making semi-permanent decisions on temporary feelings.